Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to make a video my first few days off taking Anavar. First of all, I was on it for a 6 week cycle. I eventually escalated taking a full pill, which was 38 milligrams a day, half before I worked out and then half later after I worked out. And I noticed some side effects while I was on it. I talked all about that in my previous videos: increase in heart rate, benefits to the pump and intensity levels, and maybe some slight agitation at the start. Eventually, I kind of got used to it, acclimatized, I think, to it. But when I went off it, I noticed a big difference in my agitation specifically and sleep disturbances. So, tell a little story. I went to my parents for dinner and had a conversation with them, and the conversation kind of was like a debate, and it really agitated me. Like, I went home that night and it like stuck with me like anxiety. That's a good way to describe it. It brought about anxiety in a way that it really shouldn't have. Anxiety that kind of stuck with me the whole night. And I thought about it. I was wondering why it was, and then that happened kind of again the next day with something else. Although I think now, after that was like within 2 days after stop taking it, and now that's subsided, I believe. The other thing is at the gym, the intensity level those first few days, significant decrease that I normally was having, and but nothing too crazy as far as like my ability to lift was still there. I just felt like I didn't have like the energy and drive and go into that beast mode essentially that I was when I was on it. So that's the two things I wanted to mention that I noticed, and as well as sleep disturbances. My whole sleep schedule got totally thrown off whack. Like, normally I'm on a schedule for work. Some nights I couldn't sleep. Other days I fell asleep at like 2 in the afternoon and then woke up at midnight, and it was just totally out of whack. I believe it had something to do with this. Once in a while that has happened in the past, but normally I have a pretty regular schedule. So I suspect it had something to do with that. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention was, and I haven't read this anywhere, this is just my own observation experience, is that I had a number of cramps, spasms, and I don't normally get those. I've been doing recumbent bike, I believe it's called, where you're sitting down and you're on the bike pedaling. And then after that, I got a spasm in my ass. I don't think I've ever had an ass spasm before. My glute or piriformis, like somewhere in there, really bad, like just. And the other place I had a spasm was in my foot the other day, randomly. So maybe there's something going on there where my muscles are used to getting supplemented this, testosterone, this anabolic source. And then once that's being depleted, it's not getting it anymore, then it's working more than what it's supposed to. That's my speculation. And as a result, it's spasming. But all these things happen within just a few days after. Now I am about 5 days after stop taking it. And today I totally felt fine. Obviously no major issues. Overall though, the withdrawal symptoms, if you want to call it that, aren't anything too crazy. Although it was a bit concerning that emotional anxiety levels I had a few days after. Kind of like depressed, to be, if you could put it that way. I could see how something like that could easily trigger depression. Although I think just going, I've heard this before, just going cold turkey is the best way to do things, and then just have to deal with it. And you have to be in the right mind space and mentally strong and physically strong, and just continue with your workouts. Eat well, I imagine, get sleep, get everything you need, and then eventually, I'm thinking, I'm already moving through the withdrawal. I think my body is getting back to normal. So what I'm going to do is go off it for maybe 2 months and then go back on. So 6 weeks on, 2 months off, 6 weeks on, that type of thing. If that makes sense. What do you guys think about that? Is that, should I wait more to go off? Should I give it a little bit more time in between, or is 2 months in between good? Like come the new year, I'm thinking I'll go back off for another cycle. What do you guys think about that? Leave in the comments below if you take Anavar and you had the same effects, withdrawal symptoms. Let me know what you had in the comments below. Peace, guys.